Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today I'm going to give you 10 tips for beating stronger players. Now, when we talk about beating stronger players, this is a relative term. We all have somebody that's stronger than us. For these examples though, I'm going to use an APA 4 versus an APA 6 or 7. So let's get started. When you play in the league, your matches are handicapped. But your matches aren't always going to be handicapped. The information I'm going to give you right now is going to most benefit you if you have certain things going on. If there's a handicap system in place, this is going to help you a lot more. If you're playing on equalizer equipment like 7-foot tables versus 9-foot tables, this is going to help you a lot more. If you are playing in a league environment, this is going to help you a lot more. It will help you if you're playing heads up against somebody that totally outranks you, but it will come in a lot more effectively when you are playing in a handicap situation. These ideas that I'm going to give you are to help you close the gap between a 4 and a 7, but this does not mean you're automatically going to win. I put out a video similar to this probably about a year and a half ago, and the first comment I see is, well, the 7 is going to beat this guy in the long run. We understand that. The idea is to give yourself better chances at beating the player as you're moving up. And we're using this gap so that you guys understand the difference in the rankings. But it could be an APA 3 against a 5. It could be a 3 against a 6. But the 7 has certain skill sets that the 5 doesn't have and the 6 doesn't have. So if you can use these ideas on the 7, you can use them on anybody. So let's go. Number 1, come in prepared. Okay, don't come in with the idea that this person outclasses me and I'm going to lose. You have a legitimate chance. As we speak, there are 3s beating 7s all over the world. So make sure you come in with the mindset that you're not just going to lay down and let this guy run racks on you. Which brings us to the next item. You want to have a table that is situated in a way as often as possible where there aren't a lot of runouts. If you're the 3 and you're playing the 7, don't break up a lot of racks. If you're the 4 and you're playing the 6, don't break up a lot of clusters. It's just not going to be worthwhile for you to break up clusters. What you want to do is make this game as long and drawn out as possible. It is simple guerrilla warfare. Whatever the enemy wants to do, and trust me, the 6s and 7s want to run racks. Whatever the enemy wants to do, you need to force them to do the opposite. The same thing applies in every sport where there's offense and defense. If you're a basketball team and you're playing a team that wants to run and gun, what do? You slow down the game. If you're a race car driver and you're up against the fastest car on the track, what do you want to happen? You want it to rain that day. The fastest horses are very rarely the ones that do best in the mud. And the same thing is happening here. You want to change the game. They want to run racks. You want clusters. You want the game to go multiple innings. Next, know the player's weaknesses and strengths. If his weakness is he can't kick, you want to play a lot of safeties. Which brings me to the next item, playing safeties. You want to play more safeties. Just like I said, we want to slow down the game. You're going to play safeties even when you have shots. This will not just slow down the game, but it will frustrate a lot of higher ranked players. I had a situation similar to this in my life where I was playing a guy who was clearly an APA 3, and from the break, he did nothing but play safeties. We had a legitimate break, and then every shot after that, whether he could make a ball or not, he played a safety. Now, I had the patience to say, okay, let's play this way. I'm a straight pool player. I can do this. But a lot of people will get antsy, and they want to run racks, and they want to break up the clusters, and they want to do things like that. Next thing you know, they're scratching on an 8-ball, or something crazy is going on. So don't play their game and know their weaknesses. If their weakness is they play fast, you want to play slow, but also be aware of your own strengths and weaknesses. If you can't make 5-foot shots down table and you're not a favorite to make that shot, Don't take that shot. It's ridiculous. You're just giving up the ball to somebody else who's going to run out on you. Kind of touching on a previous item, stay calm. The pressure is on the higher ranked player to win. The pressure is not on you to win if you're a 3 or a 4 and you're playing a 7. So stay calm, relax, have fun. See how much you can get on their nerves. A lot of players out there, especially in the leagues, I don't know how this person is a 6. I don't know how they're a 7. There's some league 6s and 7s that aren't good players anywhere else on the planet. You put them on a 9-foot table in a pool hall and they are the fish. In the meantime, if you're a 3 or a 4 and you're playing a 7 that is really not highly skilled, they just happen to be bar box heroes, you need to leverage this. Give them the long shots. And what I mean by that is, if you're taking a shot that you're not a favorite to make because you have to take the shot, ask yourself, where am I leaving them? We usually don't think about position if we miss, but if you're playing a stronger player who can run out that rack on that 7-foot table, what you want to do is think in terms of not just getting shape on your ball, but what happens if I miss? This is a common thinking pattern for people that play one pocket, for example. They're always thinking, I'm not a favorite to make this shot. Where am I going to leave myself if I make it? Where am I going to leave my opponent if I don't make it? When you're playing games like one pocket and bank pool, where you don't put a lot of balls in the pocket, you need to have this thought pattern. It's not a bad idea to have that thought pattern when you are totally outclassed, especially if you're somebody who does not run racks. And last but not least, if you're a league player and you are playing outside of your class, use your timeouts, guys. Don't be shy about using your timeouts. The most effective uses of timeouts has been a safety play. 90% of the time, I've seen somebody call timeout and their coach says, okay, what you want to do is you want to hit this ball off of here, and then you want to come off of 2 rails. And those never work out. I very rarely see those work out. What usually works out is they call timeout, and their coach says, play a safety right here. Just touch this ball, send it to the rail, and leave the cue ball there. That is much more manageable for most people, and you need to leverage your timeouts. If you're not sure what to do, in fact, if you're a 3 and you get 2 timeouts, use both of them, whether you need them or not. Because if nothing else, even if you don't need the timeout, it will slow the game. And keep in mind, slowing the game against the higher ranked player is something that you want to do. I know a lady who is a solid 5, probably a 6 these days. She was a student of mine, and she uses all of her timeouts no matter what. It gives her a time to clear her thoughts, to just catch her breath, whatever she needs to do, maybe get her opponent off of balance a little bit, but use your timeouts and you're going to win more games. Just keep in mind that if you close the gap where the higher ranked player is beating you 75% of the time and you use this strategy and now they're only beating you 70% of the time, that 5% could mean a difference between you and your team going to Vegas or not going to Vegas. So give these things a try. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. And if you're one of those higher ranked players, let me know what you think about this as well, because I know that some of these things can work on me if I did not have the patience and the know-how to recognize that these things are happening and to offset them as much as I could. So give us a thumbs up, hit us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, because those other players that we're talking about, they're subscribing and you might not be. Have a great day.